Hey, good evening. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated. I am known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert, where I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating. You got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. I pray that you are off to an amazing start to your day. And of course, I know that the day is halfway gone. Um, an amazing start to your weekend. You know, some people did not get up early this morning because it's the weekend. So that was a joke when I said off to an amazing start to your day, right? But when you come on, I want you to let me know where you're tuning in from. Hit the share button and go ahead and invite a few people. Good evening, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining. Super excited to see you. So you see what the title of this live feed is. Good evening, Evangeline. Thank you so much for joining. Today has been truly an amazing day. When I tell you, it has been an amazing day. So you see what the topic is. Thank you so much, Evangeline. The topic is asking you a question. And I want you to be real, raw, and authentic, honest with yourself, very transparent with yourself. Are you constantly creating a new goal because you are not meeting the old ones? You're not hitting the target on the old ones. You're not accomplishing the old one. What's going on, Rico? Thank you so much for joining. The question of the day is, are you constantly creating new goals, not because you're accomplishing them, but you're creating them because you did not hit the target on the old one? And so we want to talk about that on tonight, right? We want to talk about it. I know we think that it's good to constantly set goals and constantly set goals. Let me help you out tonight. Goals are great. Having a target to hit is great. But if we constantly start over because we're inconsistent in the things that we're doing, we're not willing to put in the effort, when we quit when the roads get a little tough, it get a little rough, we quit when it get hard, we quit when somebody said no, we quit when we don't have support. I want to know one thing. Are you constantly starting over? Are you constantly creating a new goal because you're not willing to create the tough skin that is necessary for you to achieve the goals that you desire? Think about it. Think about it. Good evening, Kenya. Thank you so much for joining. Think about it. For those of you that are just coming on here, I'm going to ask the question again. Are you constantly creating new goals because you're not hitting the old ones? Now, for those that are new to me or not new to me, I'm the procrastination strategist. And the reason you create a new goal so that you feel like you're busy and that you're doing something, but I have a tagline. Those things that are not productive, value added, and making you money, you're not really doing anything. And a lot of us, we want to say, well, I just like to do it. That's not true. If you really be honest, the things that you do is not just because you like to do it. And especially if it's one of those tasks that should be producing you a profit, right? You like to do it because you don't know how to make the money. You like to do it because when it get hard, you quit. So what we do, this is what we do. We make every excuse as to why. I know this is going to be a pretty tough message, and some people are going to be dropping off. I already know, because the truth hurt and we don't want to hear it. We make every excuse as to why we cannot do the thing. I don't know what the thing is for you, right? I do not know what the thing is for you, but I want you to look in your journal. I want you to look in your notebook. I want you to look on your calendar. I want you to look in it and look at how many things that you said you were going to do that you did not do. I want you to look at, when did you quit? I want you to really think about the dream that you had that you didn't accomplish. What happened to it? You was all pumped up about it. You wanted it. It was a goal that you had. It was a target that you desired. What happened to it? It got hard, right? So you quit. Somebody told you that you shouldn't do it. So you quit. You didn't get the support from the people that you thought you was going to get the support from. So you quit. You didn't make the sale, right? So you quit. Look, there are over 7 billion people on the planet. 3.5 billion people are online every day, all day. Between social media, TikTok, Instagram, and all these other platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and you saying you can't find anybody. You can't talk to anybody. You can't reach anybody. Nobody need what you have, right? Is that the truth? Just ask yourself, is that the truth? Good evening, Quincy. Thank you so much for joining. So I want you to really think about that thing that you said that you was going to do, that thing that you desired to do, that thing that you want to do that you have not done. You didn't complete that goal. Why? Because you're telling yourself you're so busy. You're busy doing what? You're telling yourself that you don't have time. You don't have time to do what? You don't have time to do what? So when you really think about the things that you should be doing, that you could be doing, that you really want to do, and you think about the things that you're actually doing and see, do they measure up? The reason your goals are not being accomplished because you keep on changing them. You have to have patience. A lot of us, we've had a whole lifetime of things not going right, but we'll wait a few minutes, we'll wait a day, we'll wait a week for something that is going right, that was going wrong, that could be right, that was going wrong, that is heading in the right direction, and we quit. We quit early, and we quit hard. And when we quit, we say, I'll never do this again, and I would never do that again. So I want you to really think about it. I want you to really think about it. Good evening, Elder Anderson. Thank you so much for joining. I want you to really think about, where are you stopping and why? Why is it that you're stopping? Is it somebody that you're allowing to stop you? Is it something that you're allowing to stop you? Is it your past? Is it yourself? And a lot of times the reason we stop because we tell ourselves things that are not true. We think about things and said things that people are saying that we have no clue if they said it or not. It's all in our head. You know how they say it's in our head. Literally, that's where it is. That's where it is. You continue to start over and over and over and over, and you hit no target because you are not putting in the effort. You're not putting in the work. You're not standing when it get hard, when it get tough. We quit. Good evening, Belinda. Thank you so much for joining. We quit. We quit. We will quit on ourselves. We will quit on our families. We will quit on our dreams. You will quit on your future and your legacy because you say it's hard. It's hard. So you have to ask yourself, do you really want it? Do you really want it? Or do you think you want it? Are you really willing to put in the effort that it takes? Because guess what? Your effort is going somewhere. It's either going to go towards winning or losing. It's either you're going to have it or you're not going to have it. But you know what? You're putting in effort somewhere. So why not put in the effort in a place, doing a thing, being the person that you desire to be? But you know what? A lot of us, we spend our time sitting to ourselves, having pity parties, feeling sorry for ourselves, regretting the things that we have not done when there's opportunities to do it. Nobody's answering my question. You don't have to. But the question is, are you constantly recreating goals? And it's not because you met the old ones or you accomplished the old ones. It's because you didn't. It's not that you did the thing and now you want to do a bigger thing. It's because you gave up. You having a pity party with yourself. You gave up. You quit. And for some of you, you have made the decision to settle. You know what? You say you're good where you are. That's a lie. You okay where you are. That's a lie. You may not voice it. A lot of us, we dress it up, we fix it up, we make it up. Come on. We got to be real with ourselves, because I'm going to tell you, there is nothing going to change in your life or your situation until you make a decision that there is a change necessary. Because why? You're going to keep getting up, doing the same thing every day if you don't make a decision to do something different. What do you mean, Shanta, you gave up January the 26th? Tell me. I need more. I need more. You gave up running. You gave up trying. You quit. I need you to talk to me. We got to get out of this rut. Because think about this. Let me ask you something. If what you have already been doing didn't work and not working, what you think is going to do for you tomorrow? What do you think it's going to do for you next week? What do you think it's going to do for you next month? If it haven't did anything for you the last 5 years, good evening, Renee. Thank you so much for joining. I gave up on my goals and me writing my poetry. Why? Because what gave up to go where, Shanti? Gave up to do what, Shanti? Because this is the thing. If we do not do the things that we like, we can't let nothing and nobody stop us from going in the direction. Because when you give up and when you give in and when you quit, what you gonna do? If it's not working while you working, it's definitely not gonna work while you do nothing. And I'm not talking about in this season and in this period where we said there's a waiting period and all this. I'm talking about this self-sabotage and quitting period where we continue to create new goals because we're not hitting the target because the old one seems to be too hard. We don't have the support. We feel like it's too big, it's impossible, that nobody want what we have. But I'm here to tell you tonight, you need to relook at that thing and stop being so quick to stop. We sabotage ourselves with things that we think that is important to other people about us that they don't even care anything about. And even if they did, you got to live your life for you, your family, your legacy. But it all starts with you. You cannot live your life for your children, for your wife, for your husband, for your boo, your bae, your mama, your daddy, your pastor, your nobody until you do it for you first. You know what they tell you, put your mask on first. How you going to help somebody else with oxygen when you can't breathe? How are you going to help somebody else with oxygen when you cannot breathe? You don't have the strength to do it. You don't have the strength to do it. I'm not giving up. I have a new attitude, removing people who are not in my corner. Titles can be replaced as well. Yes. You got to look at people have to earn to be in your life. It doesn't matter who they is. A lot of times we have blood is thicker than water. You know, we have all these cliches, all this foolishness, all these traditions, all this stuff that we go. It doesn't matter who it is. When a person don't appreciate being in your life, you don't leave them in your life. I don't care who it is. That's my thing. I'm not going to waste my time, my energy, my space, my life trying to force somebody to be somewhere they don't want to be, doing a thing that they don't want to do. And we get it mixed up. We get it twisted. We have it all jacked up to think that we got to do this thing this way because this is the way that it has always been done. You got to realize we're in a new world. You know, they told us, you remember a different world? We in a different world. Nothing that you're going back to. And a lot of the dysfunction that we had, you shouldn't even want it. Shouldn't want it. But the world is different. It's different. And it'll forever be different. And therefore, in a different world, it requires it to be a different you. In this different world, it requires for you to be a different you. We cannot show up the same way as we did in 2020. You can't be the same as you were in 2019. So if some of us just rolled over into 2021 with the same old foolishness that we had going on in 2020, we are already at a disadvantage. Got to be something different. Got to be something new. Something got to shift. Something got to change. It got to be something different. And some of us, we are in the same cliques, same groups, talking to the same people about the same stuff that did not get us anywhere last year. No time for that this year. No time for that. No space for that. So you got to ask yourself, are you constantly? And this is what this is going to be the epiphany for you. When I ask you, are you constantly creating new goals because you're not meeting the old ones? You parallel that with, are you constantly starting over and wondering why you're not getting to the finish line? Wondering why you're never making it to the destination. Wondering why you're not getting the progress that you desire because you continue to start over from square one. You continue to start back over. When you continuously, good evening, Sister Pains. Thank you so much for joining. When you continue to start over, when you continue to set a new goal and you didn't accomplish no steps, you took no action steps in the last one that you created. When you continue to do that, you're starting over and you wonder why you're not farther. You're wondering why you're in the same place. That's because you keep doing the same thing. And you know the definition. Good evening, Shamika. Thank you so much for joining. You know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. It requires for a different you to show up. Come on now, to show up in this different world, doing different things so that we can get a different outcome. We cannot show up the way we was. We wonder why we not farther. Why we're not making the impact that we want. Why we're not making the change. Because we're so concerned about what people think and what they say and how they feel and how they going to look at us. When they don't know your whole story, don't worry about it. You keep setting new goals. See, you got to get yourself around some people. Somebody said on a call the other day, said, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You cannot keep asking your neighbor or your whoever that don't know the answer for themselves. How in the world are they going to tell you? And you asking them what you think about this. It doesn't matter about what they think. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about what they think. It's what you think. Because what you think is in turn going to be the result of what you do. Coach, you all in my lane. Come on now. What you think is going to determine what you do. It's not going to be what somebody else thinks. Because, you know, you've heard me say it a lot of times. It doesn't matter if 99.5 people think that you can do a thing that you don't think that you can do. You will not do it. But 99 people can be against you. They can talk about you. They can wonder why you're doing, how you're doing. They can say you will never get it. You will never make it. Come on now, somebody. They can not believe anything about you. But you tell yourself, good evening, Kanisha. Thank you so much for joining. When you tell yourself that I am going to do it no matter what. If I got to walk by myself, I'm walking by myself. If I got to do it by myself, I'm going to do it by myself. But I am going to do the thing. You got to be so determined that you make a decision. You shouldn't let money stop you. You shouldn't let time stop you. You shouldn't let any relationship stop you. Because see, a lot of us, we are letting a lot of things stop us. We're letting it stop us. We are letting it stop us. And I think the number one thing that has stopped a lot of people is self. You let yourself stop you. You let your self-talk stop you. You let your self-sabotage stop you. You let your self-doubt stop you. You let yourself stop you from being the person that you was created, that you was designed, that you are supposed to be. Not yesterday's person, but the new you, the different you. You cannot show up in a different world the same. Hear me. Hear me. You cannot show up in a different world the same. It requires you to do something different. It requires for you to be something different. It requires for you to learn something different. It requires for you to speak something different. Oh my God. It requires for you to think something different. We can't think the same way we did yesterday. We can't move the same way we did. We cannot interact the same as we did yesterday. Look, if you're just getting on here, if you're new to me, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated. I'm known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and to get your dream out of your head into your life. Get your vision off of your board in your life. You got to see yourself being it. You got to imagine yourself having it. You know that the imagination is the biggest nation. A lot of us, we use our imagination for our past. We look at the pictures of how people hurt us. We imagine how they said it to us, what they said. We try to remember every crazy word that they said. But I want you, and I know somebody's saying it's hard to do that. But if you can use your imagination to look back, why not use it to look forward? Why not look in the direction that you want to go? Why not look at the things that you want to do? The person that you want to be. It's not easy, but it's possible. Anytime one person do a thing, it makes it possible. The first time one person climbed the top of Mount Everest, other people did it. When records has been broken in every area, after records has been broken, what seemed impossible, once it became possible, other people did it. And new records was being set. New records. But see, at first that thing was not possible. It wasn't possible at first for you to see me while you where you are. You're in different countries. You're in different states. You're in different cities. You're in different houses. A while ago, this wasn't possible. But it's possible now. Now, when it's possible, you got to think about it. There's a lot of things that was not possible that is possible. There's a lot of things that we couldn't do that now we could do. There was a lot of things that we could not do that now we can do. There was a lot of things that we didn't know that we now do know. So you should not buy into what is possible. What's impossible. Make it possible. Know that life is happening for you and not to you. It's happening through you and not to you. When we are experienced, that's when we can share. Good evening, Shay. Thank you so much for joining. I had a call this morning and I was just really baffled. And sometimes we feel like, and it always amazes me that people want to do before they be. Do you know everything I do it twice? Everything you imagine, when you have a picture out here, it should be twice because it should be in here first. It should be in here first. And then, so the things that you have in your heart, it'll be in your heart before it hits your hand. Some of us, we think that we can skip some steps. Some of us think that we can be advanced. I don't care what career path we have. I don't care what we've done. I don't care how good we are. Do you know that we're in an ever-changing world where things are changing every day that requires us to learn something different, new every day? It's a different world. Are you constantly changing your goals, setting new targets because you didn't hit the last one? You quit. Somebody told you that it wasn't going to work. You quit. You didn't make the sales that you wanted to make last month. You didn't meet your goals you didn't meet your quota for 2020. Okay, COVID hit. Life hit. Some stuff happened. Life is going to happen. That's what life do. Life is going to happen to the least of us, the most of us, and at some point, it's going to hit all of us, right? So what do we do? What do we do? You go talk to somebody else that got life issues too? Were they supposed to understand that yours is different from theirs and theirs may be worse than yours? Or do we take what we have, work at it, and keep working at it, and keep working at it? Nobody said that the road was going to be easy. But I'm going to tell you something. The road is worth traveling. You're going to have people that come against you. You're going to have people that put their mouth on you. You're going to have people that lie on you. You're going to have people that love you, like you. Some going to hate you, envy you. Some going to be jealous of you. You're going to have a mixture of it all. But you got to say, what are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on those that are behind your back? Or are you going to focus on the thing in front of you? Are you going to look to the hills where all of your help come from? Or are you going to look back there where nobody is lending you a hand? Are you setting new goals? Are you constantly starting over and you wonder why you're not getting there? You will never make it to your destination if every other day you own a new thing. Ever since I started, it's been about building unshakable confidence, stopping the procrastination, and getting your dreams out of your head into your life in so many different forms. But the values, the foundation has always been the same. You don't allow nobody to tell you what you know you can that you can't do. You would have some people, you would have some people that would encounter you. Oh, talk to me. You would have some people that would encounter you and they would judge your book by the cover. They haven't looked at the content. They don't know nothing about you. They hadn't read your story. Don't have a clue who you are, what you've been through, what you're doing, and what you're capable of doing. They don't have an idea of your potential, and not just your potential. They don't know about your track record because you didn't have to put it on a long list and post it. Or you didn't put it on a long list to say, I can and I do. Good morning. Good evening, Keisha. Thank you so much for joining. Where you got to put this long list out here to say that I did it in order for them to feel like I'm significant and that I'm somebody, that I got to wear what I do on my shoulder. I got to have it on my forehead. No. They may not know nothing about you. And you don't have to prove anything to anybody. You don't have to prove anything to anybody, but know that you do what you do. You know what you're capable of doing. It doesn't matter about what somebody say you can't do. Their can't do talking does not make you not be able to do. You know what you're made of. You're stronger than you think. You can do more than you're doing. But you're stopping because you're listening to the outside noise. I want to tell you something. When you get the world right in you, the world around you don't matter. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter how they feel about you. That don't stop you. You shouldn't let that stop you, block you, and you should not let it discourage you. It is time for you to take a different approach to what people think about you. Right? They think that you should be doing this. Have you ever had people in your life that think that you should be doing this and they don't know what they're doing in their life? They're worse off than you are. Have you ever had individuals in your life that thought that you should be doing a thing, this thing or that thing, and they don't know the thing that they should be doing in their own space, in their own relationship, in their own business, in their own finances? They always have the answer to your problem. But they're not addressing their problem. You continue to start over. You continue to set new goals. Oh, you tell yourself, not now. You got to pray about this thing, and you're gonna rethink about this thing, and you got to look into this thing. And you already know you're not looking at nothing. You're not praying about nothing. You're not thinking about nothing. You're not doing anything. What you're doing in the background, you're having a pity party for yourself and figure I should be further than where I am. I should be doing more than what I'm doing. I should have more than what I have. But you're not trying to fix it. Why? You're letting pride get in the way because you don't want nobody to know your business. You don't want nobody to know that you don't have it all together. But that's why you should have a coach or a mentor where you have confidentiality, where you can work on the things that need to be worked on. And you work with somebody that's not going to be just a paid friend, but somebody that's going to tell you like it T.I. is. Somebody that's going to move the needle. Somebody that's going to tell you, girl, you, or guy, you are not doing the thing. The reason you're not going anywhere because you're not going anywhere. You can't sit in the same place and think you're going to make it to the next destination. If you get out in your car and just go out there with your keys and put it in the ignition and you never put it in, if you never gear it into reverse or you never put it into drive, I don't know how your car is parked, but I can guarantee you one thing. If you keep it in park, you're not going anywhere. A lot of us are sitting in park in our life. A lot of us are sitting in park in our life. And we wondering why we're not getting there. Why we're not doing this thing. Why does it feel like that I am not accomplishing nothing? Why does it feel like I'm in the same place? It feels like that because you are. You are in the same place. You are in the same place. And some of it is not because you always are doing the same things, but you're doing different of the same kind of thing. Did you hear me? You're doing different of the same kind of things. So you're doing a little of this that's not getting you anywhere. You're doing a little of this that's not getting you anywhere. You're doing a little of this that's not getting you anywhere. You're doing different things, but it's getting you the same result. It's time to stop starting over. There's nothing wrong with having multiple goals, but when are you going to finish one? When are you going to complete a task? When are you going to be able to check that off? When are you going to be able to say, I did that. I said I was going to do that. I did this thing. But see, some of us, we feel like we are accomplishing things because we're busy. You're busy, but you're still unhappy. You're busy, and you're still sitting in the same place. You're busy, and you're not productive. So my question for you as I get ready to close, are you going to do something different to be in this different world? Or are you still trying to show up with a continuation of your 2020 goals? Are you continuing an old life in a new world? Are you continuing to do those same old things that you did? When it gets tough, you run, you shut down, you quit, you self-sabotage yourself. Time to do something different. It's time to make a change. And we have all this, and can I help you all? How is it that we want all this stuff? We're excited, we're ready. But when the people tell us how much it costs, now we don't want it anymore. Do you find that weird? Do you find that odd? Is it that you don't want it? Or is it that you can't afford it? Do you think it's too high? Do you think you're not worth it? What is it? Think about it. You don't have to answer that question for me. I need you to answer it for you. For you, not for me. And then, I'm going to get ready to get off of here. But we'll make all these excuses for God. How are we limiting an unlimited God? God been telling me to do this thing. Well, why are you not doing it? God has shown me this thing. Well, why are you not doing it? God is not limited. God can afford your God-sized dreams. God can afford your biggest dream. God can afford the dream, the largest dream that you can imagine. Where eyes has not seen, ears has not heard. And we will stop being better because we said we can't afford it. But we said we belong to a God that have all the cattle on 1,000 hills. I heard somebody say when you need something, that's when, and you don't have it, you said, Daddy, it's time for you to sell some cattle because this is what I need. But we were shut down, and all of a sudden we don't need it. We don't want it, and we get all we gonna do something by the second quarter and all this and that and the third. You know what? If you was gonna do it a year ago and you still haven't done it, you're not gonna do nothing in 6 months either, right? You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision that you're looking, you're desiring, you're wanting a different outcome. Look, I'm getting ready to get out of here. If you're new to me, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated. I'm known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastination, and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. I hope you have an amazing night. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. Was on with one of my mentors today. She gave an assignment. Bam, I jumped right up. Boom. You got to be on it. You got to be willing. You got to be ready. All this, I'm going to wait and I'm going to try and I'm going to figure all this stuff. No. Make the decision and then everything else will follow in line. I'll talk to you later.